Okay, Stephen, your writing is excellent here, and you're really describing intent to a high degree. That's excellent. There's one thing I'm a little bit confused about, and maybe you can make some clarifications here. But the way I see the transition here is you're saying that what you're trying to surface here is the fact that um, let me see. Okay, so you're saying don't vote against your own interests, okay? And you're saying, statistically speaking, subject matter effects about the American welfare system is geared towards a higher audience of Republican voters in highly impoverished states. Okay, so are you saying that you're trying to convince highly impoverished state voters to vote Democrat because they would have a higher propensity of receiving social benefits? And that's my biggest question is that what you're saying? Are you saying that? So right now you're saying American welfare gets to a target audience of Republican voters in highly impoverished states. So, and then you're saying no longer voting against your own interests. So I'm kind of connecting this as saying, or I should ask this question, are you saying that the connection is that voters in highly impoverished states would be more likely to receive or be under this umbrella of benefits if they vote Democrat? So more voting along the lines of their own interests. That's my biggest question, and that's the part that I'm just having a little bit of confusion about. I think everything else is perfectly clear, and just to reinforce that little confusion here, we're seeing the posters themselves. We're seeing just facts about the American welfare system. We're not seeing any kind of information trying to coerce a voter in a highly impoverished area to consider voting Democrat. Okay, now that's saying that if I'm understanding this correctly. Okay, so just think about that. All right. Now, as far as the visual approach, I love it. I think that it's interesting, and I think that the most interesting thing about it is I love the umbrella. I love that concept because it's quite often the social welfare system is referred to as an umbrella of benefits, right? And I get that, and I think to be able to visually tie concept with content is very, very effective, specifically for a focal point in the infographic or in the poster, I should say. So that's really super effective. I love it. I love the combination of different graphics you have, and I think to a very high degree that we really, in a successful infographic, the viewer has to be kept engaged. So the more of these interesting little presentations of facts, the more likely the viewer is going to say, "Hey, I think I'm going to get." I'm going to cozy up in this infographic and I'm going to spend some time in here. And a lot of that has to do with initial perception. That's why color considerations and the considerations of the actual form of the infographics is so important. Not only in presenting the information, but the overall view, the bird's eye view, so to speak, of keeping the viewers' engagement and sparking their interest to the point where they say, I'm going to go through this poster." Okay, so really great job so far. But if you could just make that one little clarification for me, Stephen, I think that I would get a greater understanding here. And I think of the greater understanding I have, the more accurate and the more effective I think that my comments and critiques will be. Okay, so I think you're off to a wonderful start. Just if you could make that little clarification for me, that would be fantastic. All right, Stephen, thank you very much.